Minnesota Vikings rooster is going to undergo a lot of changes this offseason, especially on the defensive side of the ball, as they part ways with some veterans with some not great contracts. But what about superstar edge rusher Danielle Hunter? Yes, the ageless wonder who only turns 29 in October, proved that he's fully healthy, revved up, ready to go, and had a fantastic back end to the season, playing out of position in the new Donatell 3-4 scheme. But the question is, what's going to happen with Danielle going forward? I, for one, obviously would love to keep him. I think that he is a difference maker, and of course, getting after the quarterback is the ultimate equalizer, even though the Vikings... So you need to pair Danielle up with a consistent interior pass rush, but that's an argument for another day. But bottom line, I think it would be stupid for the Vikings to part ways with Danielle Hunter while he's still firmly in his prime. And we put it out to you, the people. A poll question: will Danielle Hunter be a Viking for the 2023 season? 9,200 Jeromes voted. 59% say yeah. 41% say nah. Now, look at the wording. It isn't, do you think that Danielle should be a Viking? It's, will Danielle be a Viking? So it is sort of up in the air right now. And I do think that Kwesi is going to be doing his job and look at every possibility. Is there a scenario where it makes sense to trade Danielle? Yes. Is there a scenario to extend Danielle forever? Yes. But like we said, Danielle proved that he's healthy. So he had that neck issue back in 2020, cost him the full season. He had the pec issue that cost him the bulk of the 2021 season. But healthy, played in all 18 games, led the team in sacks with 10.5, which is kind of amazing considering the start that Za'Darius had. Za'Darius ended up only with 10. Yes, only. Second in pressures on the team, 76. Za'Darius obviously led the team. Like I said, all while playing out of position or learning a new position at stand-up outside linebacker. Danielle has been a hand in the dirt, mainly left defensive end since he came into the league. And hey, if it's not broke, break it. Like I said, is what it is. But the Vikings have to make a decision because they either have to trade or extend Danielle this offseason because he's due a $4.9 million base salary, which obviously is not going to happen. Now, this is his contract currently is leftovers of what happened under the Spielman regime. So after Danielle came back from the herniated disc in his neck, they reworked his deal where it was an S or get off the pot moment. So if he proved that he was healthy in 2021, the Vikings then would have a balloon payment, an $18 million roster bonus that was due in March 2022, and the Vikings could decide if they were going to pay it, or if they were cut Danielle, or if they're going to trade him, right? So they paid the roster bonus, and now Danielle is getting to the back end of his contract, and obviously, like I said, an elite pass rusher in his prime is not going to be settling for making $4.9 million per year, nor should he. So the Vikings either have to extend Danielle if they want to keep him, or they're going to have to trade him. It's one of the two things. And in terms of trade comp, I do consider this close to the Bradley Chubb situation, where Bradley Chubb was traded from the Broncos to the Dolphins for a first, a 2024 fourth, running back Chase Edmonds, and also they paired like a 2025 fifth round pick with Bradley Chubb. So you have a pass rusher Danielle's better than Bradley Chubb. Let's just be honest here. But it's relatively comparable where you have a stud pass rusher who's still young, also is in need of a new contract. The Dolphins hooked him up. So trade comp-wise, that's what we're looking at right now. And Danielle Hunter has proven that even though unfortunately he missed that 2020 season and the bulk of 2021, he's proven that he's one of the best edge rushers in the NFL. He's very selfless. He's good at setting the edge. He's good against the run as well. 2018, 2019, he had back-to-back 14.5 sack seasons. He's always amongst the league leaders in pressures. And like we said, what he did this year, learning a new system on the fly, it's pretty damn impressive. But a couple factors go into whether Danielle is going to be running it back with the Vikings in 2023. The contract. All right, so can they agree on a new deal? If not, what does the trade market look like? Because, if a team is willing to give up 2 1s or a first and a second, Kwesi, he wouldn't be doing his job if he didn't consider it. Right. Also, what's the scheme going to be? If you bring in Brian Flores, is he going to still implement the 3-4? If you bring in Avero, same thing. Are the Vikings going to revert back to a 4-3? Whatever. I think basically, so a lot of coaches try to jam their players into their scheme, but the great coaches look at their players and then they build their scheme around it. So whether it's Flores, whether it's Avero, whether it's Desai, whether it's Mike Pettin, whether it's me, as offensive coordinator. I really don't care. Just play to your players' strengths. Let Danielle have his hand in the dirt. That's where he does his best work. Not drop him back into coverage. It's stupid. And then Kwesi, look at the 2023 draft class. If he does get those picks, and with the Vikings' existing selections, does he feel like he can supplement taking an edge rusher in the draft and then pairing him up with Patrick Jones or is it Zadarius Smith if he is back, but Zadarius could certainly be a cap casualty, or DJ Wanham or Luigi Villain or Kenny Willekes or whatever. So he has to weigh out that cost of benefits. And also, does 99 want to? Like, if the Vikings are hell-bent on sticking with the 3-4 scheme and he's going to play stand-up outside linebacker, if you're Danielle's agents, like, why are we going to waste Danielle's prime seasons in a scheme that doesn't cater to his strengths? Because Danielle was a good soldier this year. Yes, he was playing stand-up outside linebacker. Yes, he had some flashes. Yes, it was very clear that he started off slow, so maybe he's getting the hang of it. But, I mean, why? It's like using a Ferrari to tow a boat. You can do it, but why? What's the point? Again, put his hand in the dirt, let him get after the quarterback, and then just go from there, man. So, obviously, I would love Danielle Hunter to be back, but, I mean, there's a lot of factors that go into it, with Danielle, with the team, with the market, with everything. But, 60%, almost 60% of Jerome's think that he's going to be back, so I guess we'll see. Just more offseason drama. Just, hey, it's so hard to find a prime elite pass rusher, and when you have one, why you're just looking to get rid of him for a couple of raffle tickets, first-round draft picks for guys that you hope are as good as Danielle Hunter. I don't know, man. Anyways, your thoughts are our thoughts. Will the Vikings keep Danielle Hunter for the 2023 season? They either have to extend him or trade him. Let us know your thoughts and our thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Once put the work, put a little something in the Venmo. But till next time, Skull Production Value.